Yeah, I know, yeah, I know, yeah, I know what I'm doing. 'Cause the way you hate me, hate me, hate me, hate me, yeah, it makes me, makes me, makes me, makes me really want ya, want ya, want ya, when you hate me.
Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jessica. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in. Today I am doing a iluvsarahii Dose of Colors review and first impression. This is my final look, but before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like these, and I'll greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. But before I get started, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the swatches of each shade just so you guys see what they all look like. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch the eyeshadow palette. It's all messy because I obviously just used it. So it's a 6 shadow palette. I'm going to go ahead and just grab all of them. Now I use all of them on my look today except this center one, which is Sun Glow. So I'm swatching the entire row. This is, I'm not sure if it goes this way or this way. Sorry if I'm doing it in the wrong order, but I'm looking at it as yeah. So this is going to be Wanderlust, Sun Glow, and Poquito Mas. So these are super pretty. I know this one is the hardest to see in color, but you can see that it's more of a foiled shadow. These two right here, and that's a matte one. There's only 3 matte shades in this palette, but they're all really nice. They swatch really well, at least you can see from here. And then the second row, this is gonna be Loungy, Balma, and Finders Keepers. Again, I hope that's in the right direction that I'm reading it. Matte shadows are a little bit harder to swatch. So again, this is the bottom row. And it is beautiful. As you can see, they all swatch really nicely. Yeah, even that matte one swatch really nicely. I suck at describing things, so if I keep saying nicely, I'm really sorry, but they swatch really nice. But let's get into the tutorial so you guys can see what I really think about them. So I already have my base on. I'm wearing the LC Cosmetics Silk something foundation and also NARS concealer, and I did my brows with the Thrive Cosmetics eyebrow pen. But yeah, all my face is done. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the eyeshadow palette. I'm sure many of you have seen this, and I've showed you in my little mukbang that it is 6 shades. You have 2 mattes, which are like the transition shades, and then the other 4 are shimmery. They have like jewel tones. Really pretty palette. I think I'm gonna get started with the shade, I think that's called Finders Keepers, which is this peachy shade. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that on my crease. So I'm going with my Morphe M441 brush. It's just a blending brush. And again, I'm gonna use Finders Keepers. This is pretty easy to blend. And it's not blending away, which is nice, because sometimes I find with eyeshadows, they may look like they pack a bunch, but the more you blend, they disappear. Sorry if there's too much background noise. I have a pool outside, right outside my door, and there's a waterfall, and the waterfall's on, so that extra noise you're gonna hear, it's the waterfall. It's just, you know, a vibe for this video. Okay, you see that's really pretty. It blends out really easily. The only thing I'm gonna bring in that isn't on this palette is, it doesn't have to be, you know, from this palette, but this is the NARS Narcissist Wanted palette, and I'm just using this for this lighter transition shade right here. Since the shades on the Dose of Colors palette, they're a little bit brighter, but I like a little bit of a lighter shade to blend out that crease color, just so it diffuses it just a tiny bit. So I'm gonna take this, the blue shade, the Palm shade. It's a super pretty shade. It's very, right when you touch, it's not rough at all. It's very creamy, and it looks so nice. It looks like water pretty much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this Stilazzi Large Flat Concealer in S501. It's just a synthetic concealer brush. I'm gonna pack on, or just get a lot of that eyeshadow. Again, this is Balma. That is pretty pigmented. I'm not really getting blue fallout. What I am getting glitter fallout. It's not a big deal. I mean, it'd be more annoying if I got the blue shadow fallout. So I'm just bringing that up to my crease. Using my MAC 239 brush, I'm going to go into this black shadow, which is, this has a lot of glitter. I'm scared for this one. And I'm just going to press this on the outer corners. I'm just stopping to look at, this black one does have a little bit of fallout. So I have my handy dandy translucent powder, and I'm just gonna set that underneath my eye so it catches any fallout. And I'm just setting it with a sponge, just like that. And then when it's done, I'm just gonna brush it off. Sorry if you hear loud music outside. I guess my family decided to have a loud pool party. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna grab my color blend from Stilazzi. It's L211 brush. I'm gonna grab this Poquito Más shade. It's just a reddish brown. I'm just gonna grab a little bit. I grabbed a lot. I'm gonna use that to blend into that peachy shade, which is Finders Keepers. It's looking a little messy, not what I expected. I think that's just my fault because I just didn't know what I wanted to do. So, but I'm going to save it. I'm going to use this shade right here that's called Wanderlust, and I'm going to put that in the inner parts of my lid. So for that, I will use my Stilazzi Flat Dome Shader L210. I'm going to pack that on the inner of my lids. I'm going to kind of cover up that blue, but I'm going to go back over that. And the blue is just going to be a pop of color this time. This one, this shade is actually really pretty. I like that. I'm actually going to connect this shade towards the black. And with the brush, it's pretty thin. It's a good packing brush, and I'm using it. And I'm following my bone structure, or I don't know if it's your brow. Yeah, my brow bone structure.
Your brow bone?
Yeah.
You don't have to say structure.
My brow bone. And just tucking it in that little crevice to act as a guide. Grab some more of Loungy, which is that black shade, and blend it in with that. I'm gonna go back and forth. And I'm actually gonna use my finger and go back into Palma and pop that in the center. Yeah, I like how that looks a little bit better. The pigment just goes on way smoother, and it didn't look bad with the brush, but it kind of was blending away. I'm gonna go back in with Wanderlust and just kind of lightly blend those two shades together. So I'm actually gonna use Palma on my bottom lash line as well because it's so pretty. And I'm going to use that to just smoke it out. I'm going to go in with what was it? Yes, Finders Keepers. And blending that out my lower lash line right on top of Palma just so it looks a little bit smoked out. So almost done. I have my Stilazzi Borderline Intense Gel Liner in the shade Emerald. Super pretty. It is a emerald blue shade. So I just have my MAC liner brush, a 208. And I'm just going to use this on my waterline. So let's try not to poke my eye out. Going back in with my little pencil brush, it's the E36 from Morphe, and just kind of smudge out that emerald liner on my bottom lash line a little bit more with Palma. And very lightly, just so the black shade on Loungy shade connects with Balmain. I'm gonna grab Loungy and just smoke it out in the bottom corner so it connects with the top. I should have put some translucent powder right here because it did fall right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, whisk it off. No, I have shadow on my nose. So the shadows are really pretty. The only thing, like they went on really nice. The only thing is I did get fallout, and obviously you saw me put translucent powder, and I already knew that, and I didn't put translucent powder right here. So I do have some of Balmain on the corner of my nose. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover it right now. Just a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish off my other eye, and then we'll do the rest of the face. So I finished the other eye. Overall, I really do like the eyeshadows. They're super pretty, very pigmented. The only thing is that they do have a lot of fallout. I mean, the two matte shades didn't, but the other Balmain and Loungy did have fallout. These two, I mean, I didn't use this one, which is Sun Glow, really pretty. This one right here, Wanderlust, did not have any fallout. It is just a nice, like a foiled shadow. And then these two right here do have a lot of I don't want to say chunky glitter, it's not that chunky, but the glitter does fall into your face, and it's a little bit of a darker glitter, like it has turquoise, gold, purples. So that's kind of annoying. If you haven't bought this and are looking to buy this, I definitely suggest doing your foundation last. Normally I do that as well, but I wanted to put it to the test, and I think that's a big factor when looking for shadows. But again, they blend it out really nicely. They're very pigmented, they're very true to color, so that's a main thing. But the only setback is it has fallout. So next time I use this, definitely will not be doing my foundation first. So there's that. But I am very content with the eyeshadow look. Next step is blush, and today I will be using, I'm not sure which one I want to use yet, but these are the Stilazzi blush palettes. We came out with two. It's Stilazzi Barbados and Stilazzi Bahamas. They're really pretty, and I'm excited because I haven't used this in a video yet, and I'm going to show you both. They have been used, so I mean, this one's not as bad. This is catered more to a darker complexion, super pretty, but I can use some of the shades. If you want to see swatches, I do have some on my Instagram, and Stilazzi has them on their Instagram as well, so you can go ahead and check those out. But this is more for your darker complexion if you are a darker mama. These, well, this entire row, they actually look really nice. Especially if you're a lighter complexion, obviously you just have to be a little bit not as generous with them as usual. However, we have been seeing that a lot of people have been using this as eyeshadow, and it's insane. They look really good. It looks really good as eyeshadow, super pigmented. And then this one is Bahamas, which is the lighter complexion. You can kind of tell too. This is a little bit more vibrant, and this one is a lighter pink. So again, this is Bahamas. I tap into this one a little bit more. I don't want to blind you guys. So you have your nice peachy shades, neutral, pop of color. The only one I don't really tap into as much is Tropic. It is a pretty shade, but I love personally, no matter what look I do, more luminous shades, which is Rum Punch, Pina Colada. When I'm going a little bit more natural, I use Mai Tai, but I always end up using these to do, you know, as a blush topper. And then Shell's really nice as well. But yeah, super pretty eyeshadow palettes. If you want to see them side by side, go ahead to my Instagram or Stilazzi Instagram. I will put them here on the screen if you want to see those. But they retail for $29, and they have 6 shades in each, which is kind of a steal. They're pretty big pans, so yeah, $29. I recommend those. I have an affiliate code. It'll be down in the description box if you guys are interested in getting money off. But yeah, oops, super pretty palettes. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and use Pina Colada, which is, it's been well used. That's my favorite one. Go ahead and use my blush brush from Stilazzi. It's L311. See, you kind of don't really need a highlight, but it's really pretty. And I'm just going to blend it in an 8 motion. I also have dogs in the background. So that's it with blush. Nice and rosy and very glowy. My kind of blush. So next up, I'm picking my nose. I'm going to go ahead and put on, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put lashes on. And then I'm gonna go in with my highlight and my lip. I just want to finish off my eyes. So that way you guys just, you know, don't sit here and watch me while I put on that stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the strip show lashes. So these are Stilazzi lashes. They are from the Chi Chi collection. They are synthetic hairs. Put these lashes on. We all know how to put these lashes on, so just give me a sec and we're gonna continue. So we're back. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my favorite part. This is a highlighter. I only purchased one, and that was the Bathe highlight, which is more of like a pinkier champagne-y tone. I have a lot of gold toned highlights, yellow tones, blah blah blah, but I lack these kind of tones. This is a really, I almost feel bad even touching it. It's such a smooth formula. Literally feels like butter. That looks so nice. People use that to describe almost literally everything, but this literally feels like cream, which I am excited to use. So I'm gonna put this on. It applies so nicely. And sorry, this is the Highlight S509 brush from Stilazzi. It's synthetic hair, which is perfect. There's a similar one to the Natural collection. This one is the Strobe L307. I really like these both, but sometimes for highlight I prefer reaching for the synthetic one, and which is rare because I usually like natural hair brushes. But this one, I don't know if you can tell from here, it's more like it moves. This one's a little bit stiffer, like it still moves, but it doesn't like move together, and I like this one because it's like precise highlight application, which I like. Very quickly, I'm going to use the Nude Sticks Eyebrow Stylist Pencil and Gel. I'm just going to use a gel. The gel on this is, I love this gel. I'm hoping one day they make it by itself, but I'm just going to run that through my brows. Last thing, almost forgot before I move on to my lips, I'm going to go ahead. Oh, I don't even think I said what shade this is. This is the Bathe highlighter. Grab a Morphe B72. It's just a pencil brush, and I'm going to put that on my inner corners. Last but not least, I only bought one lip from the collection, which is the Barely There gloss. All the shades were stunning. I wanted all of them, but I have so many lip colors, and lately I haven't really been using my matte shades, and I know 2 or 3 of them are matte shades, and I know I wouldn't really touch them. Either way, the shades are really pretty, and I know I have some similar, so I'm like, I shouldn't spend my money on that. But I got one of the glosses, which is, again, Barely There. It's a nice nude with gold specks in there. But before I put that on and use my Dose of Colors lipstick for the Desi Katie collection, this is the No Shade shade. This is actually one of my favorite ones. Alright, before I go onto my lip, that kind of sucks. It doesn't close. I don't think the magnet's strong enough. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put on my lip now. So again, this is the gloss in Barely There. It's a really nice shade. I really actually do like this gloss because of its consistency. I like Dose of Color glosses overall. This one is a tad bit thinner. I don't want to say watery, but it just has a lighter consistency, and it's, I don't want to say thick again, but it's not thick at all. It doesn't stick to your lips, which I like. It doesn't feel like glue. There we go. So really pretty. I feel like this will be a great topper for many lipsticks, but also you can use it on its own because it has a nice sheen of color to it. All right, this is the completed look. I have a hair right there. I really enjoy how this look came out. At first it was a little bit rocky, but that was on my end because I didn't want to use the blue all over my lid, and then that was all on me. But the eyeshadows, I don't want to go reiterate too much and be redundant. Again, they're very nice and creamy. They blended out well. The only thing is that it did have fallout, as you guys saw. Again, if you guys use it, I suggest your eyeshadow first and then foundation last. That was on the eyeshadow. Now on the highlighter, it looks really nice, super pretty. The texture of the highlight was like literally like butter, felt very creamy. And as you guys can see here, it's not too streaky and it doesn't settle it. Let me just look real quick. Yeah, it's not chunky at all, because I know sometimes I get highlighters and then it just looks chunky and texturizes my skin. And I feel like that's not the case. Last thing about the lips, I know I just applied it, but I like the formula. Super pretty. It's a great nude. I 10 out of 10 would recommend. That's about it. I really do like the packaging from this collection. Super pretty. I know I didn't purchase all of it. However, I feel like all the products were beautiful. I just purchased what I thought I would use the most. So overall, I really enjoyed these products. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, you've already made it this far, so make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye!